one.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, round of applause. And for this test, it is sufficient to practice all the previous exams because each exam is basically frequently asked questions, like 95% of the questions are frequently asked. All right, I can see you guys are doing really well already. All right. Well, if you're paying attention, you'd actually notice that this question appeared in the previous exam. So let's see how you guys do here. Okay, 3 people were not paying attention. Round of applause for the 23 that were. So, in Bosnia, so that was during the Bosnian War. This question is relevant for both tests. And like I said, it is frequently asked. There's not much explaining to do. If you are taking this test in May, just practice with the previous exams. I highly recommend you read the book, but it's not that necessary if you're really good with the exams. This was a question that had never appeared before, so this is one of the few questions that was not repeated. All right, only 4 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. This top 5 is super dynamic. Right now we have Mabs at number 1, SD number 2, Marie number 3, Blue 4, and Tanker 5. R is the highest climber, up 4 places.
Excellent.
You guys are doing really well. Okay, so for the 4 people that got this wrong, the question is, how is it decided who's going to be the next king or queen in Denmark? And the answer is the new king or queen inherits the throne. So it's usually, at the moment, the queen is Margaret II. Her first son is, what's his name? Frederick. He's going to be Frederick I can't remember. But anyways, I'm not sure which Frederick he's going to be, but he is going to be the next king if she dies. Or when she dies. Tanker has the highest answer streak of 7. As you can see, this question has popped up again. One of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, not bad. For the 6 people that got this wrong, please go to the section of the book that talks about Grundloan and the rights protected in Grundloan. Make a list of all those rights, because there could be questions about any one of them. So, in the question in the previous Kahoot, it was about the right to express yourself, so freedom of speech. In this one, it's the right to choose your own religion. So next one. We're almost halfway through. Yes, so 9th of April, 1940, Germany invaded Denmark and occupied Denmark until the end of the war. This is frequently asked, so please get to know this if you don't know this. Static top 5. Wow, I'm actually quite shocked. Okay, well, for the 13 people that didn't get this right, now you know what you don't know. And actually, it's moments like this that these Kahoots are for, so that you quickly figure out what you don't know. So you don't have to be a member of Folkekirken to actually be buried in one of the cemeteries. All right, moving on. 2 people fell out of the top 5. Mabs is still holding the number 1 spot. Next one. Okay, only 3 people got this wrong. It's in Greenland, in Thule. Well, now you know what you don't know. Get to know. We're halfway through now. Almost a perfect score. Round of applause. Queen is making a comeback with 3 in a row, and she is on fire.
Girl is on fire.
Well, I hope you all get this right. Please, everybody get this right. Denmark is a member of the United Nations, and they joined in 1945, the year that the United Nations was created. Well, for the 4 people that got this wrong, now you know what you don't know. Get to know this is frequently asked, okay? At the moment, Asher is now number 1, Marie right behind her at number 2, MMM number 3, Maps 4, and SD 5. Jen is making a comeback with 3 in a row, and she's on fire.
Excellent.
All right, next one. All right, so if you are not a member of an A casa, you cannot get Dao Peng when you lose your job. Okay, so MMM has fallen out of the top 5. Tanker is now in. 5 players just hit an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Next one. 10 questions to go and we're done for tonight. Yes, so Den Grimme Erling was written by what's his name, H.C. Andersen. So I would suggest make a list of all the books that were written by the authors because they could ask about any one of them. 5 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Plug the knowledge gap. Static top 5. Blue is back in the game 3 in a row. Next one. All right, only 3 people got this wrong. 12 is the highest mark on the 7-step scale used in the Danish education system. You saw this in the previous Kahoots, if you have been coming. Let's see if you remember. All right, so it's almost a perfect score. Round of applause. And for the person that got this wrong, this is a recurring theme. Druck by Thomas Winterbeer, he won an Oscar for that in 2021. So this is relevant for both tests. Asher is still holding the number 1 spot. We have 8 questions to go. All right, so I can see this is a weak spot. 9 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. This is frequently asked and it is relevant for both exams. So one of the roles of the Queen is to sign in new laws with the ministers when those laws have been voted in by Parliament. All right, next one. Marie is now number 1, taking over Asher, leading her by 83 points. Asher right behind her. Number 2, Maps 3, SD4, and Tanker 5. Mr. Smile is back in the game 3 in a row, and he's on fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Next one. Everyone should know this. If you get 100% of this, I'm going to give you an explosion, but let's see. Okay, almost perfect. Lego makes building blocks. Round of applause. All right, so 6 people got this wrong. There is a formula for this. So if you imagine that this red block is Jylland and this blue block is Fyn and this yellow block is Sjælland, between Jylland and Fyn you have Lillebælt. Between Fyn and Sjælland you have Storebælt. And if you imagine that there's a 4th block here, between Sjælland and that 4th block is Åsen. And of course the corresponding bridges. So Lillebæltsbroen, Storebæltsbroen, and Åsensbroen. All right, on to the next one. All right, Marie has the highest answer streak of 20. We are past the halfway mark. And she's on fire, so she gets an explosion. This is good work. If I'm not mistaken, I think I gave you an explosion in the previous one as well. Keep up the good work. This is good. 5 questions to go and we're done. Ah, man, almost perfect. So, yeah, Iceland. Yeah, so the Rigsfellesskab is made up of Denmark, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands. And that's it. And there will be a lot of questions about, well, Rigsfellesskab is a frequently occurring theme in all exams. So there's questions about the Rigsfellesskab in different forms. And this is one of the forms. All right, next one. Tanker fell out, R came in at number 5. We've got 4 questions to go. So Undervisningsplikt, so the obligation to be educated for at least 10 years in Denmark. 3 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know, so please get to know this. This is frequently asked. It's relevant for both tests. Okay, static top 5, Marie still number 1. Yes, you can create a forening in Denmark, even if you're not a Danish citizen. All right, so Marie is on fire yet again. She is number 1 and she has a perfect score, so she gets 2 explosions. It's looking like Marie is the new superstar. So in every session or season, we have a superstar, and it's looking like Marie is emerging as the new superstar. There's been 2 cahoots so far. So the first one last week and this one, and Marie, this is for you. All right. 2 questions to go. Almost perfect score. Let's see if you guys can get the last one. Okay, Marie has done it yet again. 3 explosions. I don't know if I've given 3 explosions before, but anyways. Last one. Okay, so 8 people got this wrong. This question is about the Second Schleswig War that happened in 1864 when Germany invaded Denmark, because there was some kind of issues going on at Schleswig. And I think that the problem was between the German minority living in Denmark and the Danish minority living in Germany. And anyways, a war broke out and Denmark lost. Sune Jylland. However, Denmark was reunited with Sune Jylland in 1920 after the First World War. And that question pops up in Indfødsretsprøven, and it does sometimes pop up in Medborgerskabsprøven. So keep that in mind. This is the last question of the session. Let us have a look at the podium. SD and Mabs, and of course Marie at number 1.